All right, everyone, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. My name is Eric Paulzine with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into the ZOZO Championship. Now, yes, it is a no-cut event, so that does suck. But at the same time, no-cut events have been a little bit easier as of late. That's just because you studs and duds it. You pay it for the studs on the top, hit those guys, and find the one or two value plays that go off. And I think we might have a couple of those. So stay tuned. We'll get into the top picks here. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe. That does help with the channel, especially right now during NFL season where golf content isn't consumed as much. You guys know I love it. I know you guys love it that are watching as well. Help us or help me help you guys. All right, so let's get into the pick. So starting off, it's tough not to love Xander Schauffele this week. Xander, he's the gold medalist in Japan at the Tokyo Olympics, so we can start off with that. And he has played well at this tournament in the past somewhat. Okay, last year finished 28th. Now, 2 years ago in 2020, the COVID year, they did play this at a different course, but I would say it was a somewhat similar course. So course history, I'm still looking at the last 3 years because it's going to be tournament history more so, but I'm still looking at that. Had a 17th place finish there, and then also had a top 10 finish 3 years ago at this tournament. So he is someone that I do like. You look at his recent form, it is the best in the field. Now finishing 4th, 3rd, 57th at the FedEx St. Jude, 15th and 1st. Okay, we like that there from him. Stat fit wise, top 5 stat fit in the field. And what we're looking at for stat fits this week is it's more general stats. We're looking at that effective scoring, which is that 9 to 5 stat, which is kind of just predictive in terms of good golf played is pretty much what we're measuring there. We're also going to be looking at strokes gained total, par 5 scoring, birdie or better percentage, and a little bit of birdie to bogey ratio as well. You guys will see that on the slides below as well, kind of what we're looking at for this week. So yeah, just Xander, he's an elite play, and at 10.8, just not priced up enough. He is someone that certainly should go out and go low. I love him as a play. And then you got Hideki, kind of the hometown boy here, won this tournament last year, finished 2nd at this tournament 3 years ago when it was played, at that same location. He is someone that I personally love. We look at the specialist stats, Xander's number 2. And typically I don't like to look at that, but when we don't have enough data, big enough sample size, I do like to look at specialists, and especially for a unique course and tournament like this one, I like to see that Hideki is the number 1 specialist in the field. So we like that. Obviously strong course history, recent form, pretty solid as well. Top 10 in the field, could be a little bit better. I guess he's lacked upside as of recent. We have to go pretty far back, at least 5 months to see, that 3rd place finish, and then 4 months ago, at least a 4th place finish. So, the Tour Championship 11th there, that's not all that great. Top 25 finish at the Fortinet Championship, that's good enough. One bad round, he's going to want to play well. Okay, we shouldn't have to worry about any injuries with him as well. Fingers crossed. I hope I didn't jinx him. He's a player that I like a lot. You can certainly fit him into your builds. From there, if you guys want to roll with Tom Kim, he has certainly been a stud. He's kind of ruining the small sample size update that I pushed for this direct part of the season because I didn't want too many people or players with small sample sizes coming in there. So he actually ranks out 3rd best in recent form, 1st in stat fit rank, and top 26 in specialists. He's actually like the top stat fit in a bunch of the key stats that we're looking at this week. Small sample size ranking being factored in, though, he only ranks out 20th in the field. And I do that because other players not named Tom Kim are not going to do that well with their small sample sizes. The run that he's been on has been phenomenal. If you guys want to continue to roll with him, I get it for sure. I actually like Sungjae Im a little bit more. It's tough not to love Sungjae Im. I mean, look at this form, guys. 2nd, 15th, 2nd, or 12th, sorry. 2nd. I mean, he has just been playing some phenomenal golf. He finished 3rd at this event the last time he was here 3 years ago, and then 31st, the COVID year. We're not too crazy about that, but whatever. Top 5 specialists in the field, the 2nd best staff in the field. Sungjae Im is a player that I absolutely love. For me, you guys will see that once again on the slideshow below. I am pretty much just going Sungjae Im, Hideki, or Xander in most of my builds. Maybe 2 of them in most of my builds if I can make that work. And honestly, guys, do I have to do the slideshow? Sure, I guess we'll just do the stinger real quick. Sungjae Im, core play. Hideki Matsuyama, core play. Xander Schauffele, core play. Okay, we got the 3 core plays, and yes, I know they're the highest priced players on the slate. It's a no-cut event. We're fine with that. We can pay up for those guys. I have high confidence in those guys like I had high confidence in Sungjae Im and Patrick Cantlay last week. That's how I feel about these golfers as well this week. So from there, I certainly like Cameron Young. He is someone that we know has been due for a victory for a while. Okay, he has been playing some great golf, and he still is a strong play. Overall, Cameron Young is the third best staff in the field, 13th best in recent form rank, and top 6 specialist overall, ranking out top 10 in the 9-5 model. If you are choosing not to pay up for one of those guys, maybe you don't want to play Hideki, then I would suggest Cameron Young. I think he has just as much upside as any one of those guys, just as not as safe, you know? So a player that should be safe is going to be Corey Connors. Now kind of get into that mid-tier price point tier. Corey Connors has played well at this tournament in the past. 8th place finish in the COVID year, and then 6th place finish 3 years ago. He is a top 10 staff fit, ranking out top 12 or better in all the key stats that we're looking at. The only issue with Corey Connors is that he's coming off of that miscut there at the Fortinet Championship where he had that bad second round. Sometimes you just chalk that up to a bad round, you know. I'm not too worried about it. He had been a golfer that had been playing some great golf. You always do kind of worry about golfers coming into the season off of their first event too as well. I'm not saying they're rusty because it's not that big of a gap, but at the same time, the playoffs are a whole different mentality compared to the start of the season. I'm not too worried about that. If he's making the trip here to play in this tournament, I think he's going to be geared up to play well. So he's a guy that ranks out top 5 in the 9-5 mile. I think he's a great play at his price point. Should be a safe play as well. And then Keegan Bradley. This is kind of weird. It's kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie, but Keegan Bradley has finished 7th and 13th at this course. That is strong course history. Overall top 10 in the field course history rank. Staff fit wise could be better. Okay, ranks out only top 25 in the field staff fit wise. Nothing alarming, nothing terrible. He's about 50% or better in all the key stats that we're looking at, but we would like that to be better. Recent form wise, that's really where he's hurting us, is that his recent form has not been great, especially the further you go back. Although his first start this season was a top 5 finish. So once again, like early on in the PGA season, it's tough to predict. I was looking at some deep dive data from the 905 database, and actually recent form this month is the least predictive by a huge margin rather than any other point of the season. So that's kind of crazy to me. So like we don't have to go crazy with recent form because we see players randomly flip it on. Like Keegan Bradley, he's a play that I don't mind as well. And then from there, like you guys know, I've been playing Scott Stallings a lot. I've been betting on him a lot. You know, he's come through for top 20 bets. I need to come through for a victory. I don't know. I'm playing around with the idea of betting him outright this week, but I probably won't. I do like the kind of course history narratives for players, and he's not the best specialist, only 27th in the field specialist wise, but I was looking at golfers that play well on short tracks. He was top 5 in the field as like a short track specialist. So he does have that going for him. We look at the stats, guys. He is pretty dominant staff fit wise. Strokes gained total ranks out 5th in the field over his last 10 starts. Effective scoring ranks out top 10 in the field. Par 5 scoring ranks out top 10 over the last 10 starts. Birdie or better percentage over the last 5 starts. Third, he's just really looking good. Recent form, 13th, 29th, 2nd, good stuff there. He's just a play that I like. Top 10 in the field. If you are trying to save some salary, he is the play that I like to go for. Once again, though, I don't see the point in doing that. I'm trying to studs and duds this thing. So I'm definitely thinking about going back to the well with Andrew Putnam, he made me look good last week. I appreciate that, buddy. Made me look good at the Sanderson Farms, even though he only finished, 30th. At his price points, he's been the correct play. He's been playing well thus far. Okay. 7th best specialist in the field as well. We love that. 6th best recent form in the field. He's the top 11 play this week, or top 12 play in the 9-5 model, like he was last week. And last week we saw him finish top 12. Okay. He's just simply mispriced. He has played this tournament twice. Not good results, 39th and 59th. That's not great, but I do love the fact that he has played this tournament twice. That is highly appealing to me. And at 7.6, that's pretty cheap for a guy that's coming in top 10 in recent form rank, top 10 specialist, and top 12 in the 9-5 model. That is a play that I really like. That's one of those plays where just given the price point, we know it's the correct play. Most of the time that play comes through. It just seems like when it doesn't, it just kind of finally breaks, if that makes sense, where he's just been a good play, a solid play for a while, and maybe he just has one bad round. I don't see that coming. I think he's going to be a strong play for us this week. And then kind of surprisingly, I like Kurt Kitayama. So he did finish 7th at the Italian Open, did miss the cut last week, had a 19th place finish at the BMW Championship, finished 32nd at the DP Tour, BMW PGA Championship. Strange naming. Don't let me get started on that. But he's been someone that has kind of shown some upside randomly. He's not someone that you're crazy about, not someone that you're loving either. From the stats that we do have, he does rank out, top 15 stat fit wise. With the small sample size, a little bit with him stat fit wise, he does rank out top 20 in the 9-5 mile. Does seem like somewhat of a misprice. Seems like someone that could go off at this tournament, at this course, kind of given the lower caliber field that we get once it starts getting lower. And then we got 2 players in the value tier price point range that are kind of popping up to me. I like Sam Ryder. I shouldn't say I like him. I think he's a fine value play if you have to go that route. Finished 7th at this event last year, and that's really all we're seeing. Okay. Is that enough? Maybe. You know, he's been okay on tour as of recent. 29th place finish or 28th place finish last week. DraftKings doesn't have that updated, by the way. Just yet. Slow. Everything's slow during the NFL season. Even like the PGA Tour was slow getting their data out. Strange. But 45th place finish. Had one bad round at the Fortnite Championship where he missed the cut. 51st, 61st. Like, he's been playing good enough golf to the point where I think he'll be able to pay off this price point. So at 6.6, we got a guy that had a 7th place finish. I like him as a play. And then I don't want to butcher the name, but Takumi Kanaya, I believe that's how you say it. Terrible recent form, guys. It is just bad. He's one of the worst in the field in recent form rank. Really bad. Really, really bad. Okay. He finished 7th at this event last year. Obviously has the Japan ties there. 41st at the, COVID one 2 years ago. Just as price point, like, I don't know. I don't love it. Okay. But like, you could see it, the familiarity of the courses around it, him making a top 50% finish. I don't love it, but we're struggling to find value plays. He could be someone that I could talk myself into. Once again, don't want to butcher any names, but this gentleman finished top 20 last year, and they're showing it right here, 18th place finish. If you're searching for something, I guess you could go with him. Like, I don't love it, but once again, Japan ties, played well last year at this tournament. Maybe you want to go that route. And that's really the biggest issue that I have this week. We know that we want to go studs and duds, but it is tougher to make a good build work. But as you guys can see, I still have an average salary left over of 7.3. So by going Sam Ryder, who should be able to finish top 50%, given his price point, we could be forced into like some okay plays. Like Stefan Nagler at his price point, I'm fine with it. You could plug him in there, and then you got 7.5 left over. You could go Kurt Kitayama if you want to go that route. I'm perfectly fine with that. Not Aaron Ryan, Kitayama. And there it is. That's an okay first look build. We get like my 3 favorite plays in there, or two of my 3 favorite plays in there, plus a really cheap Andrew Putnam, a 2 cheap Andrew Putnam. And we're feeling pretty good about the build. All right, but that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give me that like and subscribe. If you guys want to join 9 to 5 Nation, the best value in PGA DFS for a membership, it really just takes the next step for you for your DFS game. It's a simple approach to make you a better PGA DFS player. That's really my goal. It's curated data for you guys. $10 a month. Get out there and join it. Also available with it is all the typical golf stuff that you guys saw in the slideshow down below during this video, but also included is going to be the NFL lineup optimizer as well as the NFL cheat sheet. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys. Let's have a good week. And as always, let's keep cashing.